Hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to do coding part at client side, which is React Native, to allow notification permission, generate token, and listeners for the notifications. And hope you watch previous videos. In case not, link is in the description. Now let's start considering you have watched previous videos. Here is the documentation for the users of Firebase SDK. We can follow this, and this is the documentation for React Native permission. We are using check and request permission method to allow the permission, and I have added all the links and details in the description. So let's start coding. Create a folder input directory. In this create a hooks folder, and in this create permission folder, and add the use permission.tsx in this permission folder. In this way we can maintain things for the larger project, and use keyword is important while we create custom hooks. Now export function from the file use permission. In this write function, which is user notification, and make it a sync. Add try catch block, and check permission method for from the React Native permission library. Let's say let's rename the status variable. So if is granted equal to granted, return true. Else request for the permission. So this method is accepted to parameters, which is a notification option and rational. So let's keep it notification option and dialog config. Let's define on the top export const notification option. So this notification option is type from the React Native permission. Let's add some basic settings: batch, sound, provide app setting, alert. Now let's export dialog config and rational object. Now your title. I'm keeping app would like to send notification something. You can add anything. And message like stay up to date with notification. And here it's need to add two buttons, which is positive and negative. For positive I'm setting open, and for negative I'm setting cancel. Now also rename this, which is something like request granted or req grant, which is request grant basically. Now here if request grant is granted, then return true, and for deny we are not doing anything. And if request grant is equal to block, so if it is a block, we can ask user to allow or enable permission from the settings. So let's write alert for the pop-up. The title I am using dialog config dot title. Then message dialog config dot message, and simply download negative button for the cancel and open the download config dot positive button and on press we are opening the settings. So this is the function from the React Native permission library. Also here we are setting the notification, so it will navigate to directly notifications permission settings. If OS is not allowed to open permission setting, it will fall back to application setting. Now, now let's create utility folder. It's just add-on. We just writing one error handler function to use in multiple places. Simply error handler.tsx. Create here function error handler. Require three parameters: file name, function name, and the error. We need to add in this bracket. Add package block and log here error. Also return error.message from here. In catch block, log error for the function itself. And return null. Now use this function in this catch block. Error handler. Now the file name, function name, and error. In this way, we can also use that function to log analytics in the Firebase. And we need to return use notification permission from this hook. Now permission things is done. Let's add it in different file. Remove unwanted thing and use it from this file config.tsx. Now let's create Firebase folder in hooks and use messaging.tsx file in it. Now define the use messaging and use user notification permission function from our custom hook, which is user permission. Now create a sync function get token. Now try catch block here. Now we can check adds permission, user notification permission. If not has permission, then return null from here. If we have permission, check for the platform, which is iOS, then await messaging dot um, So messaging dot registered device for remote message. It is required for the iOS platform. Now let's call the messaging dot get token function, which is also from the Firebase library function, and console log the token. We can use to copy this token and use in Firebase to send notification. Now set this token in state. Now in catch use same error function. Error handler use messaging.get6 file name, function name, and the error, and add dependency here. Now let's write use effect to call get function if token is not available. Add those dependencies and return get token method and the same token variable to access in the parent method. Now let's create notification listener.tsx file in the Firebase folder. Write method for notification listeners. Let's import messaging from React Native Firebase messaging. Now call your messaging dot set background message handler and async data. Log data here. Basically, this method listens notification while app is in quiet or in background, and handle the things from here. Now let's call the next method, which is messaging dot on message. Let's copy this, and basically this listen the foreground notification while the app is open. In this case we'll not get the notification, so let's alert this information. Let's destruct title and body from the notification and add alert, which is foreground notification as a title, and in message will show title, next line show body, and in the next line I'm adding like json.stringify and indented too, so it will display all the information in proper format on alert. So this is foreground related things we can handle from here. Now we need to unsubscribe or remove that listener. We also have another two methods, which is on notification open app, which is used for the open app from the background state, and the next one is get initial notification. So this is used for the app open from the quit state, which is closed state. We need to call this listener when the app is opening. So let's add it in the index file and import notification listener and notification listener. Now we are also done with the listeners. Now go to the app.tsx file, use messaging and use the variable which is FCM token. Add view over here, text and a token. We can display token over here. Now let's make it center align. So add some styling and apply to this view. Now let's run the applications, and if you have any questions and queries, write it in comment. We'll resolve it. Now our Android app is run. Click on don't allow, close and reopen the app. We'll get this pop-up open. So it will ask to allow again. So now we see the token in the Android. But the iOS app, I'm expecting the error because I don't have Apple account and certificates. So I not see the error here. Let's check. You are getting error here. So we need to set that error in the variable. So now we see the error. So here it is, we need to upload P8 certificate in the Firebase, which is we can create in the Apple account, and go to this project setting, cloud messaging tab. We can upload here P12 and P8 certificates. So for now I don't have those certificates, so I'm unable to showcase notification on the iOS application, but it is definitely working. If it is not, let's put the comment. I will provide solution. Now go to the Firebase messaging section. Click create campaign. Use Firebase notification. Add title and notification text. Click on the send. Add FCM token over here. Then you will get a foreground notification. Now let's quit. Send. Now we'll get this notification on the quit application. So why not we are logging here. You are getting notification but not log. There is a typo mistake. I have added debug instead of log. So let's make it log. Now we are getting logs over here. Send. We are getting foreground. Send. We are getting in the quit application. Foreground. This is quit, and this is the app open from the background state. So the listeners are working as expected. So we have integrated Firebase notification in React Native app. In the next video, we'll create Node.js server and trigger notification from there like Firebase. So subscribe to the channel and thanks for the watching.